Welcome back, guys, to another exciting episode of Be Different Podcast. I'm your host, Esther Nekesa, and here with me is, drum rolls, please, Mokami. Mokami, it's been a long time coming. Yeah. Welcome to Be Different Podcast.
Thank you.
And please introduce yourself.
Hi, Nekesa.
Hello.
Nice to meet you after, I don't know, is it 20
Forever
years?
years.
Oh my God.
Do you want to say?
It's about 20. Wacha tuachie tu hapo. My name is Kami Mbaabu. Kami Mbaabu is okay. I am a mom. I am a wife. And I am a business owner. And a lot of other things which I'm still figuring out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Kami runs a very lucrative business. For those of us who sit the outside looking at her, yes. We think it's very lucrative. It's Interiors by Tiffy. I know you've heard about it, you've read about it, you've met. She's in so many. Are you in so many groups, or it's just people who tag you in so many groups?
Well,
on social media?
I'm in so many. I think social media is my platform, so to say. Yeah. So I think I basically know what's happening everywhere. Yeah. But I've also been lucky to have followers who are always tagging me in places of opportunity.
It means you're doing something right.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I will not be modest.
Kami is doing something right. So she's an interior designer par extraordinaire, guys. And I can say that from experience. At least I'm a client, a beneficiary.
Thank you.
So Kami, I want you to tell us your story.
Yes.
Of course, now, like I said, for those of us who are sitting on this side looking at you,
yes.
we think, whoa, that woman has money.
I know.
And she's running this very successful business.
Yes.
So just take us back to when you finished school.
Yes.
Did you just, Interiors by Tiffy? Did it come in a dream?
I wish. I wish. So here's my story. I finished high school. Actually, we were in State House Girls with you. Yeah. That is where we go a long way back. Yeah. After I finished high school, I don't know if it was for lack of inspiration or I was just going through a lost period. You know, like when the way people in high school have these huge dreams, like very clear dreams.
Really?
Yes,
I think
most of them.
No, we were very young. We needed to figure ourselves out.
Well, at least most of the people who I remember at least knew what they wanted to do. Some people wanted to be doctors, some people wanted to be engineers, blah, blah, blah. As for me, it wasn't very clear. I don't know if it was for lack of mentors in my life or something. I remember I just wanted to be an evangelist. You will not believe it.
Okay, not bad.
Not bad, but there was this lady, she used to be called Evangelist Teresia Wairimo. A guy. Me, I don't know. I think I had seen a lot of suffering when I was a child all around me. So I told myself, the only thing I want to do is make people's lives better. And I thought the only way to do it is through the church.
Preacher.
So I was like, when my mom was like, so what do you want to do? I was like, because I cannot tell her I'm just going to go and be a pastor. I'm going to go and study journalism because I used to love Hope FM those days. Then the plan was I finish my media studies and then I go and apply because I even used to go to CITAM those days. So I was like, I go to CITAM.
That was you see, you had a plan.
Well, yeah. Also, I thought. So I thought I'd go and be a presenter there as I figure my way around being a pastor. So that's what I did.
Love that.
It's weird. Sometimes I think about it and I cannot even believe
No, I really love that. As in, imagine there's someone who wanted to be an evangelist.
Imagine. And I even had a mentor to look up to.
Yeah.
So, I applied at KMC. Didn't go through. I tried multimedia. So that is where I did my media studies. I did mass comm with a major in PR. Yes, so I finished school. I go through the whole thing. Actually, when I went to do mass comm, me, I was just thinking, see, this thing is fun. I just want to be a presenter. I just want to be a presenter, radio presenter, because
Yeah.
I'm shy. TV, no. I just want to be on radio, just talk to people, encourage them, uplift them, nini. Bas. But not the first day of getting into class. We had this lecturer, so rest in peace. It's called Ndirangu. He was teaching us, I think, I can't remember what course the new it was, but I remember the first year akituambia, for you to be a good newsmaker, you have to be, have a nose for news, you have to be curious, you have to be nini. Then I started having this thinking feeling because I was like, the hell? I am not any of those things. I am not any of those things. It sounds so structured. Okay. Among those people in town, when there's like a fracas, people are moving towards this side. Me, I run to the opposite direction.
Won't stop?
I don't want to know what's happening.
Okay.
So I was like, now, with my lack of curiosity, how am I going to waste this? So as we went along, I figured, I do not have to do this. There is another way of doing this. Now I can do PR where I'm in the background. Okay. I do not have to be the one running around interviewing people. I don't have to be seen. So that is how I narrowed down on PR. So I finished campus with my major in PR. And got into the corporate world. Okay. It was not easy getting a job. I actually got a job when I was still in campus.
Oh, wow.
I used to have this boyfriend who was already working.
Wow.
He was already working.
At least your connection paid off.
I'm telling you. So, him used to work part-time and come to school part-time. Okay. So, when we were almost clearing, Kamwambia, hey, Sasa, see you connect me with these people, bana. If I get out of a campus and then start looking for work, itakuwa shida. So, he happened to have this politician friend of his who was looking for a PR person. So that's how I got into the employment sector.
And how was it? Wait.
Yes.
What happened to the Hope FM dream?
Along the way, it fizzled.
Okay.
It fizzled when I was in college.
But you still want to touch people's lives through preaching?
Yes. And then I think the reason why I was very, very aggressive in getting a job is also because I wanted to show my mom, yes, I know what I'm doing. Okay. Like, yes, you've paid for me for college. I'm sure you're not really sure what I want to do with this, but yes, I want to show you I've got this. Okay. I can jisimamia, I can pay my bills. I'm not going to clear campus and come and chill at home. Yes, so that was the motivation. Yes.
Haya. Yes, PR job.
PR job.
You got it.
Yes.
Did it for how long?
I did PR for 4 years, but not in the same company. I stayed with the same company it was an events organizing company. Okay. So they needed a PR person, liaise between, all that. Bring the media into the play of the events we were doing, because the guy was a big guy in the events industry. So it was interesting. And then I usually attribute my growth to that job, by the way, because this guy, when I went for the interview, I told him, I've cleared college. I'm really good at this. I know how we do these things. Okay. He believed me. I think he was desperate. So he believed me. Akaniambia, come on Monday. That was on Friday. Wow. Mimi nani, I'm still in school. I'm clueless. I'm not, had I even gone for attachment then? I do not even think so. So when I joined them, they were in the middle of things. They had an event, it was called Handloom Weavers Exhibition. So it was being organized by the Ministry of Industrialization. So they needed someone. Actually, I think all the people who were there had like quit or something. So nilipata vitu ziko kwa moto. So the first day I went to work, I was told, now we are going for a meeting with these handloom weavers. The exhibition is next week, and tomorrow we have a press briefing. Okay. And you're the one who's going to organize. You say, in the interview, the way that you know people. These things and you know people in the media, you have connections, you've done this thing. Okay, great.
This is fire.
It was crazy. So we went for the meeting,
Yeah.
then at night we came back very late in the office. So I was telling the boss, there's no way this is going to work. Like, we can't send out a press brief tonight and hope for guys to show up tomorrow. So we booked 680 hotel. Kila kitu iko sawa, snacks, nini, blah, blah, blah. So he insisted that we have to do this thing. So I called my boyfriend and a few other people. You guys send me your media people. So I did a press briefing. Ikatoma, it was at midnight. But I had this sinking feeling that it was not going to work out okay because, I mean, it's not like it's a big news item.
Yeah.
So why would an editor come in the morning, see this thingy and send people to come? So anyway, it flopped. It was a flop. It was a bad flop. Like, I think only one person came. And this is because I called them and literally begged. He was from, I think, the People or something. Showed up. No one else came. Snacks paid for, nini, set up, nothing. So the boss told me, chick, it's like this. Don't think this is over. We're going to the office. You're going to do another media invite. Now you're going to tell them to come to our office. So on our way, dude is like, no, we are driving to Coop or Arboretum. Then he's like, you said you know what you're doing. You're good at your job. How did this happen? Huh? Now I was like, I think nilikuwa nimefika ile mali ya kwanza kupembeleza watu. I was starting to say things as they are. However young I was, I think I was like 22 hapo. I was like, dude, with all due respect, I told you I had my reservations. I am not 100% good at this, but there is no way it was going to work.
You can't call people at midnight
expecting
them to show up the following day.
Yes. So he just looked at me and told me the F word. And you know, he's old. He's way older than me. He's like, you know, like our parents now. I looked at him and was like, you just told me that. Okay, F you too. I just told him that.
Mkatukanana?
I just told him that. So, nilisikia tu gari imescreech. He used to drive a D-Max. Kasikia tu engine, nikajua naenda kurushwa nje. I was like, whatever happens, happens. But seriously, I'm not going to carry blame for something that was not my fault. But when he slowed down, he started laughing. It's like, Mokami umeniambia nini? Like, huo mtoto ni mimi umeambia hivyo. Kambia, but yeah, you told me the same, so you're not willing to listen. You just want to lay the whole blame on me. Anyway, from that day, from that experience, we became the best of friends. Like, kabisa. So we laughed about it. We went back to the office. We were like, let's do this again. Long story short, it worked out. Yeah, and we had a very good working relationship for about 3 years.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm waiting to hear, how then did you transition from...
Yes.
So that's 4 years? The first 4 years?
So I stayed with them, I think, 2 years. I stayed with them 2 years, then I broke it off. I was starting to feel some kind of way. So the thing is, I loved working for this company. The new challenges every day, different events. I got a lot of exposure there because we were handling really big events. We were traveling. We did like in Rwanda International Trade Fair. We'd go to Uganda, Malawi. Actually, I organized the one for Kenya, Malawi Friendship Week. We had some events for Botswana, and so it gave me a lot of experience and exposure. And he was also the kind of guy who, you don't know how to swim, I'm going to throw you to the pool. Either drown or find your way. So he used to give us a lot of opportunities, which I think were even beyond me. Okay. But now while I was working there, I started, the fire in my blood started heating up. Okay. I was like, yes, this has all been very interesting. The pay is good, the excitement, I'm still young, traveling. But I feel like, really, this is just not what I'm supposed to be doing. I felt restless. I was like, maybe I need to take some time off, go figure these things out. So that's why I resigned the first time. I told him,
Oh, wow.
yes, I told him, okay, now it's not you, like the way people say, it's
Not you, it's me.
me.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's me. But I need to figure my life. I'm not really sure what is happening, but yes.
So
That was his-
school is over at this
school
time?
is over. I'm living alone.
Yeah.
And I quit. Yes, I quit. So when I quit, now my parents could not understand. Ulifutwa hapana. Ulifanya nini hapana. I just felt like I needed
And
to
you're
figure
quitting
things.
to go nowhere?
To go nowhere.
Not your...
Yes. And I'm starting now to tell them, I'm not really sure what I want to do in my life. Now you're like, I think 24, 25, someone is wondering, what do you know about life?
Nini nasumbuanga watoto?
So now my dad used to be a cab driver. So he used to have this guest who would come from Rwanda, anampeleka places. Then so they had this rapport. So one time this guy comes and he's like, I'm looking for someone to work for me, someone who probably has done, who is good in communication, has very good English, nini nini. So my dad comes and is like, wewe, kazi imepatikana. Kesho, sijui saa 6, utaenda sijui hoteli gani ndio wanalala, uende uambie wakupatie hiyo kazi. So see me, I went. So I met this couple. They are like coffee people, big coffee people in Rwanda. Yeah. You know, the difference in the way we do coffee in Kenya and Rwanda is that in Rwanda it's privatized. Like even the factories are owned by individuals. Oh, wow. Yes, so this guy has a lot of factories, a lot of plantations, the processing, whatever.
He does everything by himself?
Yes, well, with his people. So now they wanted someone who could act as a communication person because, well, then I know things have changed now. A lot of people, okay, Rwanda is becoming an English-speaking country. Then there was more French than anything else. So they needed someone who could understand English because most of the American clients needed, you know, like there has to be that bridge. So me ni nani, I was like, I'm taking this. Because I was not even being paid a lot of money. See, it was $500. No, is it 500? How much is 50K?
Yeah.
Yes, $500. Hey, me now, nayoni pesa mingi. Then I'm like, this is a chance to travel again, expatriate manenos.
Kaenda.
Yeah, nikasahau ile kitu what my body was telling me. I was like, yeah, let's go with this. So I went. But I stayed there for only 3 months. Yes, I stayed there for only 3 months. And then again, I was like, no, I can't do this.
You quit?
I quit. Because while I was there, I don't know, everyone used to speak within their own, I mean, they used to live in their own clusters. And then the fact that even the few who knew English just knew very basic English. So most of the times I was in my own world.
Must have been a very lonely life.
Very lonely, very lonely. Because I had to get my own house. Here, expatriate, maneno wasn't, like, it was not existent. So I found my house somewhere in a place where I don't know anyone and if they don't understand me, I don't understand them. Because I even remember sometimes, like, the lady who used to take care of me, when I tell her what to cook and how she explains, and then we're like, we. I think we've understood. Maybe there's a day I came and found eggplants. Ninaitangwa biringanya zimekaangwa hata zijakatwa. Like, I'm like, okay, how do we do this?
Not like, expatriate enough for you?
No, it's the communication problem. Because for them, that is what they eat. Mi nakutata stew ya ngwashe ni minji na eggplant. You know? Anyway, so because of if I was expatriate enough, like you're saying, probably
really
I would probably be living in the upper class neighborhoods where they have people who actually understand my language. So I used to have a lot of time to myself. There was internet, thankfully. So most of the times I was behind the computer, just like either on Facebook. And then at some point I was like, okay, this is getting old. Now I need to figure my life out. I have access to internet. I need to go back home. Before I do, how can I use this resource to figure the rest of my life?
Okay.
Can I take this time now to ask myself the questions I've been dodging?
Instead of going back home and doing it from there.
And there's this resource.
Okay.
And thankfully, everyone is leaving me be because they don't understand me, I don't understand them. So that is when I started asking myself, what do I like? Then I realized, like when I was tired of chatting on Facebook, I'd always go to look for hotel rooms, country homes. I even had an album where I just download these pictures for fun. Yes. Then I was like, where is this interest coming from? How is it that I'm really enjoying looking at beautiful houses?
Yeah.
So that is where the whole story started from. Yes, yes. So I have no background in interior design, only what I have taught myself from the internet. Yes.
So it started from there.
That's
so you came back home?
Yes. My parents.
Did your parents enroll you for prayers?
Actually, they were not understanding.
This is the second job you're quitting.
Yes.
Now what unatafuta kazi?
Imagine. And since I was sure I was not going to stay for long. Like I had cautioned myself, if things don't work out, I'd not let go of my house. So I just locked it and went. So when I came back, my house was still there.
Okay.
So when I came back, I felt like no one totally understands me. So I want to do this interior design thing. I don't know where to begin. And no one understands. Basically,
so you knew it was interior design?
Yeah, at that point, yes. I knew it was something. I've always been very creative, even in my thinking.
Okay.
I still love writing, so I do not regret doing PR. I really love writing. So I was like, there's something here. Even if it's a doorway to something else, there's something here. Yeah. But now when I came back, like literally no one understands. My former boss is calling me, where? What are you doing with your life? Come back, your job is here. My family is not understanding. You quit work. The boss from Rwanda also, because I did a very good job, is calling my dad and amuliza ni nini, what's up with your child? Mwambie hata akuje, then I will even double her salary. If it's money, we can talk. Yeah. Mimi staki, like I came and I was depressed for a whole year. Like the one you shut yourself in the house, not even showering, or ufungue mlango, you're not talking to anyone, because I don't know, my mind was just going crazy.
Wow.
Yes. So then one day, I think maybe like 9 months later, nikiwa tu kwa nyumba, thankfully I had some savings, so I was able to live off that. I came across, there used to be a Facebook page called Business 101. Kitambo, I don't know if you
I think I've seen it.
Yes, so I saw a relative, ameandika, I'm looking for an interior designer, and this is someone I know. I was like, okay, I'm going to take chances with this one. So I called her, I'm like, you may not know it, but I practice interior design, kichini chini. Do you want to give me a chance? She was like, as in this is someone we grew up with, a relative, good vibes, nini nini. So she tells me, see, you come, we have a meeting, we talk. So I tell her, it's like this, me, I have an eye for good things. This is the line I want to take, but zero experience.
Okay, at least you were honest.
I was honest. And I told her, we can walk the journey together. Because they were building their house. They'd worked with 2 professional interior designers. Walikuwa wameshaones. So she appreciated the fact that I was telling her, let's do this together. I also want to learn. And I remember she even told me, I do not even have money for this. Like, I did not have a budget for this. I was just hoping to get someone who would not charge so much or something. I told her it's like this. Me, if you can take care of my transport, like when we're going shopping and doing if you can just cater for my transport, I'm good. Because I'm also learning from this.
Wow.
So that's how we did. So like if we are going to check for, say, paintwork, the next day or lighting, I would go the day before. I'd ask around. Go fast the day before. So that when I'm bringing her, I know where we're going. Yeah, so we swinged it. It was a good project relatively back then. Now I look at it and I was like, what were we doing? What were we doing? Yeah. But she gave me a chance. And for that, I am forever grateful. Because I learned so much from that. And then I got so many referrals
Okay.
from
Oh.
her house, yes. You know, back then there were really not many interior designers, especially on the online platform.
Yes.
So she...
And if they were there, maybe they were extremely expensive.
Yes. I
And just
think so.
handling corporates and...
Yes, you know, like high-end. Hakuna wa hapa chini kidogo, like middle class, or someone who was not being sent by a company, you know, like a personal, that personal touch. So it was good, considerably.
Yeah.
I think I remember then she paid me 35 Gs for after we did the project for like 3-4 months, which was okay. Like I was able to get my transport, lunches, yeah. I learned a lot. That was, I think, my breakthrough.
Wow.
It was my breakthrough.
And that's when you left the house. I'm
Kabisa.
surprised to hear of
Yes.
this 1 year gap.
Yes.
You know, you'd never... wow.
Let me tell you,
there are people in this Nairobi
Yes.
who've never dropped CVs in brown envelopes.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And then the most interesting thing is
Yes.
you had a chance to be depressed. To
I
quit jobs
Yes.
and then to be depressed for 1
And
year.
my boss this side is calling, my other boss is
all
calling
your bosses
me.
are still, they still want you.
Yes. Yes. And by the way, like the one for the events company was a really good job. Because now, when I got in, I was the PR person. Then I became the events.
I'm sure you were Kamdosi by
yes.
the time you were leaving.
Yeah, by the way. And then the exposure, you know, there's a time I even remember, I used to do speeches for these ministers, by the way, when we were doing those events, like the Minister of Trade, Industrialization, and actually work on their speeches.
It really helped you to do
To
your thing,
network.
like what you learned,
Yes.
to apply the
Yes.
skills from your
Yes.
studies.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell me,
Yes.
your relative has opened up this door for you.
Yes.
When do you start knowing that, oh, there's something called a logo, company name, da da da
Yes.
da da.
That
and when
even
do you
came
know?
way later.
So unafanya kazi na watu wanakulipa.
It was way later, yes, because now when I got a lot of referrals from her, so it was just pick and run. And then now I was learning on the job. So it was like on her house when you were trying this lime green, ilitokea Safaricom.
Okay.
So now I go back to the internet. So how do you get the correct shade of paint? So it's a whole learning process. Thing is, I love learning, and I love the fact that this industry is a learning experience every day.
Yeah.
So now I started getting jobs like this, like that. I started having my own suppliers. I started learning curtains are just not curtains, different fabrics, how to make them look nice, how they drape nicely, nini. You try this tailor, it does not work, you go to another tailor, like that. Wow. So that's how it went. It grew, it just grew. And then I think the other thing that catalyzed my growth was social media. Like then, I think I was in social media when it was bursting. Like at that time, I think up to date, I remember like 2-3 other people I used to see there.
Yeah.
Because also the other thing I do, we work with a lot of artists, local artists. So there are people I used to get stuff from that I still get from till today. And I remember we used to be so few that if it was not this person, it was this person.
Yeah.
So, and then now the good referrals, the consistency, the personal touch, brought us here.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm so impressed, Kami.
Thank
Tell us, has it always been a mteremko now after figuring yourself out and getting all these referrals?
Yes.
How has it been running the, the Interiors by Tiffy?
So what happened is, first let me tell you something about Interiors by Tiffy. I think when I was still working, the areas I didn't mention, I tried a couple of other businesses when I was still working as a side hustle. Because my blood was boiling. This thing was kwanza 8 to 5. You know, me, I'm one of those people who operate best as the day
At night.
Yes. Sasa wewe unaniambia 8 a.m. I sit through a meeting. Sijui, I am supposed to respond to emails in a certain manner. I do not like order. I'm sorry to say.
Well, you're speaking my language.
I do not subscribe to the school of order.
And
I
routines.
go with the move. Tomorrow I feel like curtains. I want to focus on curtains. The next day I want to climb ladders and paint. That is what my head tells me. So I tried several other things. So later on when I started, when I was working on Interiors by Tiffy, I even opened a separate account. Like I opened Interiors by Tiffy using a different profile. I was like, I've tried so many things. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. I do not want this to be associated with me. Should it fail or whatever? Yes, iko kando. So it took a lot of time. As in, it was like, I think after I started the company, say 4 years later, 3-4 years later, is when people started connecting the dots. Because I even remember people from high school. Like I remember a chick we went to high school with, asking for some things from the page. And then when I delivered, she was like, what do you mean this is your company? How? We just see you sharing memes and laughing on Facebook. How can this be your thing, you know? So yeah, surprisingly, I think when you're about to give up, things just open for you. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is where the story began.
That's a very big deal.
Yeah.
And that's a very huge testimony.
Yes.
So still,
Yes.
has there been quiet moments, like no calls, no business?
Yes.
No one's calling, coming,
Yes.
no one is referring you anywhere?
Yes.
And-
Business is like that. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. And especially I think the last 2 years have been the most difficult.
Okay, yeah.
There was COVID, which I think was an international crisis, so it had an effect on all sectors. So post-COVID drama. Actually, when COVID initially came, our business was booming. This is because now people were forced to stay at home and they realized our homes are boring. We cannot run and come back at night. So they used the little reserves they had. Vile zilififia. Now the real post-COVID drama.
Now that's when you felt it.
That happened. And then, now as the business continued growing, I think one of my major challenges, no, not major, one of my challenges was in 2019, just before COVID. Work had become so much.
Oh.
Like I was overwhelmed, like literally overwhelmed, because then it was just a one-woman show. It was just me.
You've never brought people on board?
I will tell you about it,
okay.
yes. But at this point, I was all by myself. Like I have people working for me. I have, not really partners, I have suppliers, but it was just me running the show. And you see, I think my biggest challenge has been, what people don't know is that I have very grave eye issues, so I cannot drive. As a business person who needs to be in 4 or 5 places at the same time, it is a problem. So most of the times I'd either get like hire a car for a month or a week, which was crazy expensive. I cannot be where I want to be when I want to be. I have to rely on people. And then now, at that point, I think there's a December where I had like 4 projects, big projects, going on at the same time. And some of them did not come out so well because of the pressure. So I even got sick. Like, I felt like I think it's even beyond fatigue. Maybe it's burnout or where you're getting, I don't know what that was, but it was crazy. Because I think it was my nervous system was shutting down. I was getting palpitations. I was shaking, like na shake too. I'm not even doing anything na shake. Headaches, sweating, anxiety. Simu ikilia nasikia kichwa ni kama, like I feel like I just banged the phone on the wall because I was like, now who is it? What do they want again? Like I was really on my, inaitangwa nerves and so now that's when I called myself to a meeting. I was like, okay, this is not working. First of all, I'm disappointing some of my clients because I'm not bringing in my A game. Secondly, my health Thirdly, I'm losing psych for work because I'm not doing it at my pace. It's just pressure. So at that point again, I wanted to quit. I wanted to funga the company and be like, it's time for a new adventure. Yeah, but now I have this friend of mine called Purity. She's my best friend. She's a very good girl. So we met when I was also working for her, but we grew very close. And then I realized she also has an eye for design. Okay. She's very neat, decluttering, nini. So me, I told her, check me, this is how I'm feeling. She told me, see, we can partner. See, I can help. I don't want you to give up a good thing. Because I usually feel like she actually came to save me. Because nilikuwa nimemwambia now I think I'll start writing or I will start blogging or something. Yeah. So I considered it, and then at the same time, the husband was an engineer. I say an engineer because we lost him. So he had also left his work of place where he was working. He was also trying to figure his way around being independent. So we sat down, and then we figured, yeah, we could make this happen. Yeah, and then my partner also came on board. So now we had 4 people. Yeah. Okay. Partnerships, I will say, are very tricky. They're very sensitive, especially if you're not really sure of the people you're working with. So this is your baby. You're bringing on board your partner. Yes. We did, by the way, seriously. But now, that's why I wanted to bring this out, because people think partnership is easy or it's something you can just do with anyone. It is not. But when you get the right people who share the vision with you, who know where you're coming from, who bring in their A game, whose values you know, more than even the professional aspects. Values. If you do not share values, you cannot go far. So it's been what? It's been 3 years now together. Wow. It's amazing. Oh, wow. Yeah. So now the worst challenge we faced as Interiors by Tiffy Limited. So these guys came on board. Our curve just shot up. We were able to do bigger projects, travel around, you know. Then, you know, it's just not one person bringing business. It's all of us. We are growing. We even became a limited company. I tell you. 1 year down the line, our friend gets sick. That was last year. Was it 1 year, 2 years later? So the whole of last year was horrible for us because he was ailing, he was sick. And then in December, he passed on. I think I saw you updating. Yeah. Oh, that was so sad. It was sad. I think that was, back I was looking, I was like, what is this now? Like, you go to the office, you just start crying. Like, the guy used to sit here. You know, WhatsApp groups is the one who used to share articles from the newspapers. He was this big dreamer. And you're like, how did this happen? This guy is not here anymore. Like, I think that was our worst ever. So this year started on that note. We really had to, we even had to do to get a consultant on matters business coaching. There is professional grieving. There is, how do you move past that tragedy? It was also financially draining. So yeah, if you talk about our lows, the last 2 years have been crazy. So yeah, figuring out how to move beyond that. A big low. Wow. Yeah. And what has been your biggest achievement first? Our biggest achievement. Or maybe, you know, when you give your company profile, there's one that one person that you mentioned. I did this. I think our best. Okay, do I talk about projects or just generally what stands out for us? Yes. Okay. What stands out for us? Okay, we've done so very, very many houses. The thing I like is about 90% of our clients end up being friends. Wow. You know, like. I think it's just that personal touch. For us, it is beyond the money. It really is. There are so many times we've refunded money. So many times. Where someone's like, yeah, it's okay, but I wish. I really do not like that. Okay. I do not like those mixed feelings of I wish it was like this, it was like that. So we refund. For us, the money comes after. Definitely we need the money, but it comes after.
Yeah.
The happiness, the satisfaction, the look on our client's face is just it.
Beyond, right?
Yes.
Beyond the money.
Yes.
And what can you say has been your highlight?
So the highlights, I think, other than the very, very many houses we worked on, I think in the thousands, now we started working on hotels.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I think for me that is such a big plus. We've worked on some offices as well, but hotels are like everything for me because I love traveling and I know what it feels like to get into a beautiful place, like sleep in a place where you,
nice.
yes, where you feel like you're in a home away from home.
Yeah.
So we've done some cottages, Naivasha, Nakuru, Kisumu.
Wow.
There is one we did in Nyali as well. Yeah, so that has been our highlights.
You know what I really like about this,
Yes.
Interiors by Tiffy?
Yes.
It's not only because I know you
Yes.
and seeing the success story, it's that
Yes.
because I know how there are even statistics of like 5 years, young people run their businesses for 5 years
Yes.
and then they collapse or
Yes.
shut down, go home.
Yes.
They do away with them.
Yes.
Not many startups are able to, raise their head. Say like, I feel like you now have a head. You know the way a
Yes.
baby,
Yes.
like
Yes.
they can now.
I totally understand what you're talking about.
So I feel like you have a neck now. Like you
Yes.
can actually, sit
Yes,
up. Your
yes.
back is up as the business.
Yes.
And I'm sure it hasn't been easy in
It's not been easy.
in this our Kenya.
It's not been easy at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. But I think for me, when I would have given up or where I used to have a lot of shortcuts, when I was alone, it was just, I need to do something in my life. I love doing this. I make some money, go along with it. But now when you bring other people on board, then there's this professional outlook to it. The fact that people were willing to take a chance on my little idea, not even that, that they wanted to partner. Like we had to do things the right way, go to a lawyer, shareholding, nini, all those things. The fact that people could see something good, when you're the one who's doing your things, like if I tell you look nice, you'll be like, but if I really go and ape how you're dressing, I'm like, where did you get this, or where did you get your skirt? Then you actually believe, it was just not hot air. Yeah, so I think that for me was a really big step. I'm grateful for where we are. So
what are some of your biggest lessons?
Biggest lessons
maybe you can share to a young lady or gentleman who's watching and maybe feeling like there are no jobs, or have tried applying, or someone who feels like, or someone who's been told by their parents and by the society, tafuta kazi, hii story ya kuji-question, what am I good at, there's something I'm feeling. You see that you are calling it the fire in your blood. I don't know what name to give it, but people who feel like that, there's a way they are treated by society and most, of course,
questioned.
Exactly.
Yes.
Nini mbane? Mbona unashinda ukijifungia kwa room yako? Unafanya nini?
What's your problem?
Tukupeleke chachu uombewe.
I know. Let me tell you, there is something I usually say. The unfortunate bit is that a majority of people just go through life. They never experience it. And we are cultured in such a way that we don't question anything. You see, you found yourself here. You did not apply to be born. So when you came, those people who were taking care of you, your parents, took you to the school they thought was good for you. They took you to church because they thought it was good for you. They told you to apply for this course because they think it's good for you. Based on also, their surroundings and what they're accustomed to. But I think everyone, once in a while, you need to take time, remove yourself from the equation and own your life. Realize, yes, this is my life. What do I want to do with it? Who am I really? What am I good at? What makes me excited? Other than just going through the motions of life, following just like the norms without really questioning. So I would encourage everyone. Doesn't matter what age they are in, by the way. You could be a doctor at 45, thinking you're living your life's purpose, but maybe it's just going through the motions of life because I need to pay my bills. And I went to school, I know how to do this, I can do this with my eyes closed. But when you're doing something you love, my friend, it's just a whole different scenario.
I can imagine.
You're playing on a different level altogether. Yes. Yeah.
Did you share your biggest lessons?
My biggest lessons are, that's what I was saying, follow your heart.
Yes.
I could have decided to force myself.
You could have been a big shot at PR.
Maybe, but I'm not sure I would really be feeling it to my fingertips.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm just such a risk taker, so I just tell people, take a chance once in a while.
Yeah.
Take a chance, you know. Don't focus so much on what if it doesn't work out. Take a small chance of what if it works out, you know.
It's worth it.
And if you feel like your mental space is clouded, once in a while, take time. Take time to listen to what your body is telling you. And if you're very keen, Nekesa, if you're very keen, you will find that everyone has a gift.
And
Everyone, yes, has a gift or a talent or whatever you choose to call it. And when you're living, I think that is what is called life's purpose. When you're living in your gifts and your talents, then that is your life's purpose. Because when you find something you could even do for free. See, like the way you're telling me, oh, I had a class, I work Monday to whatever, but on Saturday I come to do this. You should see the look on your face.
Yeah.
Like you are in your element.
Hakuna mtu amekutuma.
Hakuna mtu umejituma. Kuna mtu anaweza jiuliza sasa this lady 8 to 5 tunaponanga tu mbio. Saturday ndio huyu. Maybe it's whatever she's doing, maybe it's not even paying or what is it for. But you see, the day you can do something without expecting anything in return, you found your purpose.
Wow.
And in the end, it pays because you cannot compensate passion for professionalism or whatever. You can't.
Wow.
You cannot. Yeah.
You cannot compensate passion for professionalism.
You can't, by the
should
way.
put that on a
Yes,
t-shirt.
because seriously, because you see, you could be a good teacher. I know a friend of mine was telling me about some lecturers who have the same exams tangu 1997. Every semester they go and present the same exam. Yote iko tu kwa kichwa tu hapa, you know, like, and they're good at it. Let's say they're good at it because they know best. But if you find a lecturer, if you find someone who loves teaching for what it is, my friend, you will even enjoy attending their lectures.
That is 100%.
They go beyond. It's like the lead. I don't know if you saw the video on TikTok for the nurse who was
dancing for the baby.
Yes, for the babies. Who you, whether you employ her or not, whether you pay her peanuts or pay her well, she will always be good at her job.
Yeah.
And you will see life will reward her.
Imagine.
Yes.
Who sent her to do that?
No one.
Oh, that was so sweet.
In fact, I went to her TikTok account, other than the babies. You see, like the way dancers nowadays are going to dance for people, then get paid. How she dances for mad people, chokoras, now watu wa piki-piki. Imagine. So she expects nothing out of it.
Yeah, for real.
She's just sharing her gifts. Yes.
Where?
Yeah.
Camille, please give us your parting shot. You're such, as in I can listen to you the whole day.
Oh, thank you. My parting shots. Life is a journey. I do not think I'm at the ultimate of what I want to achieve. I still want to pursue another thing. I'm not saying I'm going to quit on interiors, but normally I would. But I'm happy it's at a place where even if I was to pull out a little, it should be able to stand on its own. When someone said you die when you stop learning. It's a whole wide world with so many opportunities. I'd encourage everyone to keep learning and searching themselves. Search yourself. What am I good at? What are my interests? What spikes my interest? What is happening in the world? Like social media, I'm telling you, is such a mine. It's a gold mine, you know? There's so much you can learn. You see people, things being done differently every day, you know? So, yeah, and even if you have a job you really love, you could always have a side thing that you do. Keep growing, you know? search what are my gifts and let this work for you. So I'd say keep learning.
Keep learning,
Keep
guys.
glowing like
Don't settle for
Nekesa.
less.
Keep glowing.
Thank you, Kami. Oh my God, Kami is such a nice storyteller. I've read your stories. Of course, I've seen how you know, how you tell your stories, how you write, how you sell interiors by Tiffy. And if you have not interacted with her page, please look for it, Interiors by Tiffy. I've interacted with you on Facebook.
Yes.
Are you on other platforms?
Yes, we are on Instagram, Interiors by Tiffy. We are we're on TikTok, Interiors by Tiffy. One more thing I needed to say about Interiors by Tiffy. When you're asking me what is the highlight, interestingly, however simple our designs are, we have followers from across the world.
Yeah.
Like the kind of inquiries that come, sijui I'm in Kuwait, sijui Australia, sijui in Nigeria, sijui how can I get what in Mali. It's interesting. I know most of the times we're not able to deliver to where they are as much as we're working on that, but to see this kind of interest that came from an idea that I was even scared of, showing connection between me and the idea, because I was afraid it was not going to hatch. So it is just to encourage someone, however little your seed is, like that mustard seed thingy, it has potential to grow. Just give it a shot.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's Kami for you guys. Kami, thank you so much for coming. This was a long shot. I actually didn't know you would say yes, because I've seen you saying you're shy, you're an introvert, you don't like, is it people or crowds? One of those.
And sometimes some people.
Sometimes some people. And then are saying things. So when I was approaching you, I was just like, it's a yes or no, right? And we are here. So thank you for coming. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you've learned something, either about following your instincts, following your passion, searching for yourself, not allowing yourself to die or to settle for less. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and have a good one. Thank you.